When we think about negotiations, we think about being tough. We charge in like it's a battle, brandishing our influence and our power moves. But a negotiation doesn't have to be a fight with winners and losers. Think of it more like a dance. Two or more people moving fluidly in sync. We constantly negotiate at work. We negotiate for higher pay, promotions, vacations, and sometimes greater freedom. In fact, every day we negotiate just to get our jobs done and to secure resources for ourselves and our teams. And yet, when we go in the wrong mindset with a fist up ready to fight, we aren't as successful. You know why? Because negotiation is not about dominating, it's about crafting a relationship. And relationships thrive when we find ways to give and to take and to move together in unison. And to do that, you actually have to be well prepared. So, first, do your research. Figure out whether you're asking something that is realistic. What is your aspiration? What do you want? And what will make you walk away from the table? Now, this might seem obvious, but too many people just don't think it through. Let's say you're negotiating for a salary in a new job. Some people they ask based on their past salary, but that actually isn't a good yardstick. You may end up asking too much or sometimes even too little. Instead, find out the range of what is possible. Look at the industrial reports, websites, talk to people in your professional network to find out the lowest, average, and the highest salary for a similar role, and then make your ask closer to that upper limit. So build a solid rationale for why you're above average and thus are deserving of the task. Let's say you are negotiation for something less black and white, like the ability to work from home to care for an aging parent. You need to study your company's policies on remote work. Ask yourself when and why were these policies developed in the first place. Talk to some mentors and think about how changing to working from home might actually affect others in your team. In fact, make a table summarizing the parts of your job that can be done remotely and the parts that require face to face interaction. This may sound a bit lot to do, but when the person you are negotiating sees that you have done the homework, you're more likely to get the yes. It also helps you avoid being lied to while also building the person's respect. Second, prepare mentally for the negotiation. Asking for things can become emotional. They are real and complex feelings at play: fear, anxiety, anger, and sometimes even hurt. It's essential to have strategies in place to manage those feelings. One strategy is to adopt a mindset of defensive pessimism. That just means that you accept obstacles and failures are likely in a negotiation. So it's better to put your energy in imagining the ways to overcome those obstacles. That way, you are ready to respond when you face it. Another strategy is emotional distancing. That is the idea of being less attached to any specific outcome. It may sound easy, but it's not. We all feel emotions like anger and hurt when our core identities itself are being threatened. When your manager may be challenging a truth that you hold dear about yourself, like you're a hard worker and you deserve this, try and avoid thinking of negotiations as the ultimate test of your worth. Go in knowing that your request might be met, that it might be denied, and that none of it is actually a measure of your worth. The third and the final way you can prepare for negotiations is by putting yourself in the other person's shoes. This is a really famous one. Taking the time to anticipate the others' needs and challenges, what pressures they may be under, what risks would they be taking, do they even have the power to give you what you're asking for, what ripple effects might a yes mean. When you make that request, look to balance assertiveness above your own needs with a consent for the other. As you lay out your case, use phrases like, I am asking for this because I know it's good for my team. Arguments like that show that you are ambitious, you know what you want, but at the same time you also care for others. So many of our negotiation missteps, they don't actually come from disagreements but misunderstanding the other person, and that can be really painful. So it's important to listen well, to ask why and why not, and you'll surely find unexpected opportunities for win-win solutions.